This is page 207, and for this one, you don't really have to do any grammar. You're just matching the request to the picture. So, for example, here it says you see this lady giving these files to this man. So she's probably thinking, file these reports. For E, it seems like it's very noisy outside, so he's thinking to tell him to shut the door. So I put E. He wants cereal, but there's no cereal. So he's probably telling his mom to buy cereal. So put G here. And then 4 is F. She's cold. She closed the window. Right? 5 looks like he wants to talk to her, and she's telling him to wait for a few minutes. This one was a little bit confusing. I don't think it's very clear that she's telling him to wait, but that's the only one that fits in the picture. You can tell he's looking at these dirty dishes, so he's probably thinking you need to wash your cups and dishes. B, he's looking at his time, at his watch, and he's talking on the phone, so he's probably thinking he wants the person to call back later. For 8, she's reaching for the book and she can't grab it, so she wants someone to get that book for her. A, he's working in the copy machine and it's broken. He wants to call someone to fix it. So it's A, repair the copier. So again, there's no grammar involved here, you just match it. But you're gonna use those pictures for the next grammar activity on page 208, where it says activity B. What are the people in the pictures in A going to say? Complete the request, use the words in parentheses and the information from the pictures. Could you file these reports, please? I've finished reading them. Number 2, would you please shut the door? I can't think with all that noise in the hall. So if we look at the picture, right, there's too much noise here, so he's telling him shut the door. So if you tell someone shut the door, it sounds rude, so we have to use would. Would you please shut the door? You can also say would you shut the door, or would you shut the door please? Any of those are correct. Will you buy some cereal on the way home, please? Will you buy some cereal? Okay, so we can't use it here. We can say, will you buy some cereal on the way home, please? We don't have any left. So we have to match it to this picture. He doesn't have any cereal, so instead of telling his mom, hey, buy cereal, he has to be polite. So here we have to use will. You can also say, will you please buy some cereal on the way home? Next one, can you please close the window? It's freezing in here. So she's cold. So we know her request is, she wants someone to shut the window. So can you please close the window? Would you mind waiting for a few minutes? We have to use would you mind. Remember, we have to use ing. Mr. Rivera is still in a meeting. When we have would you mind, we don't really use please. It's not very common. We match it with this one. He's here to meet somebody, but she's still in a meeting, so she's telling him you have to wait. Would you mind washing your cups and dishes? It's getting messy in here. So that's 6. See, it's messy. And this is I. Wash your cups and dishes. How do we make that more polite? We have to use would you mind. Could you please call back later? I have to leave for a meeting right now. So if we see the picture, he's like looking at his watch. He's thinking he has to go to the meeting. So he's asking that person, could you please call back later? Or you can say, could you call back later, please? Or could you call back later? And then, can you please get that book? I can't reach it. So we see this child, she can't reach the book. So she's telling the lady, can you please get that book? Or can you get that book, please? Or can you get that book? 9. Could you please fix the copier? I need to make copies right away. So it's matching it to number 9, right? We have to use could. Could you please fix the copier? Or could you fix the copier, please? Any of those would work. Okay, on page 208, exercise number 3, request and answers. Write polite request, use can, could, will, would, or would you mind in the correct form of a verb. In parentheses, write appropriate answers. There can be more than one correct answer. So, would you mind lending me your phone? The battery in mine is dead. No problem, but I'm in a hurry. So you can write your answer in different ways. Like you can say, can you please lend me your phone? Would you lend me your phone? Will you lend me your phone? Any of those forms are okay. So if you have different answers in mind, that doesn't mean that it's incorrect. It just means you wrote it differently than I did. Could you please keep your conversation short? Of course, I just need to text my friend. So here we have to use, I use could, but you can use can or any other form. Whichever one you want. Excuse me, Professor Reese, would you mind explaining reflexive pronouns? I don't understand them. So for this one I use would you mind, but you can use anything else. You can say could you explain, would you explain, will you explain. Any of those are okay. Sorry, but I can't right now. I'm expecting a call. Would you come back in 20 minutes? So she's refusing the request because she's busy. So here I have to use sorry, but I can't. So remember, apologize and give an explanation. But here she's making another request. Would you come back? You can also say, would you mind coming back? Or will you come back? Or would you come back? Any of those are fine. 3, can you move your car? It's blocking my driveway. Sure, I'll do it right away. I'm really sorry. I didn't notice. So I use can here, but you can use any other form. Would you mind moving? Could you move? Will you move? Would you move? So then make sure you put the correct answer here. Number 4, will you please distribute this report? Our salespeople need it for their meeting this afternoon. Sorry, but I can't leave my desk right now, but I can ask Tanya to do it. So again, there's different ways to write these answers. So if you have something different than whatever I wrote, that doesn't mean your answer is incorrect. It just means you wrote it differently, and that's completely fine.